I've had many frustrated parents ask me over the years what to do because their toddler is basically out of control. They don't listen, they throw tantrums several times a day, they run around in the home and in the store too, and generally are unpleasant to be around. These parents love their children with all their hearts, but they just feel hopeless because they're ashamed to admit they sometimes just don't like their children very much. And to be honest, most of the people around them feel the same way. If you find yourself in this position, don't despair. This can change and you can make it happen with a few adjustments to the parent-child relationship and in your responses to their behavior. This entire channel is full of videos about specific behaviors that you can access for step-by-step instruction. But there are 3 basic things you can start with. They are connect, correct, and encourage. First is connect. One of the main reasons a child can get in the habit of out-of-control behavior can be because they feel disconnected from their parent. Taking time at least twice a day, and if there are problems like these, 3 times a day, to completely focus on your child and their feelings, thoughts, and interests can bring about a new connection that is likely lacking and can cause a huge difference in their overall behavior right away. This eye-to-eye time should be at least 5 to 10 minutes when you have no distractions. Turn off your phone, TV, or any other kind of device that may interrupt your time listening to your child. This isn't just playtime. It's time to listen and connect. Ask them questions. Let them talk, even if the talk is toddler sentences, which sometimes don't even make sense. That's okay. The goal is to let them know you are there, connected and ready to listen. Number 2, correct. When a child is misbehaving and out of control, this is a time for correction. The reason I started with connect is because in order for correction to be most effective and lasting, it needs to be in the context of a good parent-child relationship. But if a child is acting inappropriately, for example, throwing a tantrum, this is not the time to connect, as many in the progressive parenting world might suggest. This is not the time to get down on their level and try to talk about their feelings, and certainly not time to match their intensity, which I have also heard suggested by some in the progressive parenting world. This is the time to correct the behavior. There is a time for every purpose under heaven. Connection has a time and correction has a time. So when a child is throwing a tantrum, they need to be shown what is not appropriate and what is expected. Now, if you've seen my other videos, you know I have a method of correcting tantrum behaviors that shows a child that this will not be tolerated without pain or spanking and with a calm and consistent action. After I tell you about number 3, which is encouragement, I will put a link on the screen so you can go to that method and start working on correcting tantrums in your child appropriately. But it's important that you understand all 3 basics of getting your child out of the habit of out-of-control behavior. So let's go to number 3, encourage. The final important basic step to changing the general out-of-control behavior of a toddler is to help them feel encouraged. A child who is acting out is generally a child who is discouraged. They're feeling isolated, frustrated, and have somehow come to believe that by acting this way, they will gain some kind of benefit. Of course, nobody feels good about themselves when they misbehave, including toddlers. Children need to feel encouraged, and if they're acting out a lot, they are hearing a lot of negative words coming from their parents and from others. This is a constant source of discouragement, which in turn causes them to behave badly even more. It becomes a vicious circle. So in order to change this dynamic, it is important to find ways to be encouraging, and that can be hard when you have a toddler who seems to constantly be misbehaving. But the way you present how you want them to behave can be encouraging. Once you've shown them what not to do and then what to do, say something like, "I know you're able to do this because you are becoming such a big boy. I can't wait to see how well you behave tomorrow." Or instead of saying, "You made a real mess here and you need to clean it up now," say, "I know you're going to do good at cleaning this up. What toy are you going to put away first?" Just the general tone and attitude you give off when doing the correction or giving instruction can make a big difference in the general demeanor and attitude your child assumes. And their attitude is going to determine whether they start to control their own behavior or whether they continue to be out of control. Like I said, most of the time when a parent is dealing with a toddler who is out of control, they are also dealing with tantrums on a regular basis. There is a step-by-step instructional video that will show you exactly what to do to help your child learn that tantrums are not acceptable without pain or spanking, and using all 3 of the points of connecting, correcting, and encouraging. You can just click on the screen now. I also want to let you know you can order my book, How to Train Your Child to Behave, which you'll find in the link in the description below. Parents, you can do this. I hope to see you here next time.